All right, let's talk crypto news and some actionables on the 1st of November. Starting with this $953 billion, almost $1 trillion, was wiped out from the US stock market. We'll go over this, but of course, I want to just highlight this in case you're noticing any red with crypto. The big markets, the big boys, they are tanking themselves. But in general, this was all actually green very recently. We've just dipped down a smidge now, I guess a little bit more latent, a little bit of delay, but we were green. And in general, we haven't really tanked very much. This is actually surprisingly good. Our greedy level is pretty fine at 75. And by the way, we're going to go through a quick bit of news, and then at the end, it's pure AMA. Just ask any questions. So why is Bitcoin dumping? Well, we could change this first part to why is Bitcoin dumping? Why are the markets dumping? Iran-Israel war. Reportedly, Iran is planning to attack Israel from the Iraqi territory. Tech giants' earnings are disappointing. So even though they, this is Microsoft Meta posted weaker than expected results, so they're still, very profitable, but a lot of money is getting sunk into artificial intelligence. So I guess the actual profit is less. And then we've got rising bond yield. It's now trading above 4.3%. So it's like, well, why would you go into riskier stocks when you can just plant it in bonds? So when this interest rate goes down, that's when money will rotate into higher attractive things. A few other things, but that's essentially what it's like. And this will be linked below if you want to dive into it. Well, the important thing to keep in mind is that when big markets like this go down, yeah, crypto is going to go down as well to start November or to end October. Now, the big, very, very bearish stuff is, of course, Iran launching a major retaliatory attack on Israel within days from Iraq. This, this is certainly something that could develop into a World War III kind of aspect. Now, the other thing to keep in mind is we've only just got the information out, or we've got some information out. It's just been sent the information by Tyler regarding employment. So the U.S. unemployment rate, the actual is 4.1%, the estimate is 4.1, and the prior is 4.1. So as a TLDR, stability of the U.S. unemployment rate, as expected, is aligned with both prior data and market estimates, generally considered neutral to slightly bullish signal for Bitcoin and other risk assets. However, in order to kind of improve that, they'll probably start to lower the rates again a little bit later in November. But also, it's very important to keep in mind, and we can cover this with actual questions at the end if you like, but until the actual election happens, it's kind of scary to be longing or shorting anything, unless you think you've got a pretty safe amount of leverage on. This here, BRICS news, is another thing, which is this is fear-mongering. So just keeping you on your toes, you'll see fear-mongering. The European Union warns its citizens to stockpile food and supplies in case of war with Russia. And the source is Newsweek. Now, this is a crazy generality, which, this is like all of Ethereum is bad or all of Solana is centralized. There's centralized aspects, there's things that are good, there's things that are bad. This kind of stuff, you're going to start to see this from the mainstream legacy peeps. And I don't even know how big Newsweek is, but they're pretty decently big. I'm not seeing any of this in Portugal, to be honest. Maybe you are. I mean, it's always a good idea to have a little bit of a stockpile on. They're saying in case of war with Russia. I don't think Russia would probably come over into Europe. I don't think they would be able to necessarily. I think just in general, just the fact that there's a lot of conflict in the world is something just to be mindful of and to make sure you've got a little bit of supplies. Either way, we're seeing all this bearish stuff, and it's very important to keep in mind that, this is being pushed out because bad news sells. If I did something that was going to take everyone by surprise and it was negative and I was talking about everything's all over, I'd get so many more views, but I would be doing no one a favor, and I don't want to do that. So this is from Jason Pizzino, talking about how, we're days away from a recession, months away from a recession is how some people are calling it. It's, doesn't, you know, Trump gets in and everything's going to go terrible. Kamala gets in, everything's going to go terrible. You start to see this kind of stuff. And I don't know how it is in other countries, but in Australia, per this, it's this 22nd consecutive month of growth. And this is where we are in this 18.6-year cycle. So my thesis is we go up and then it's violent. Yes, it's violent. But for now, we go up, and that will mean Bitcoin stuff will go up too. Tether as well. They're putting out a lot of bull posting news, which makes me think that they're going to be fudded hard, and that huge fudding will potentially, you know, cause a bit of a depeg, but I think there's plenty of safety there. I mean, $2.5 billion in profit is absolutely insane. And this is from the CEO of Tether. You can read this below. Everything will be linked below. But they essentially have so much in the way of treasuries, like, you know, actual money that's earning this 4.3%, or some of it will be long or short-term treasuries. But they are 18th place in global government ranking, above Germany and Australia and UAE in terms of US treasuries exposure. And they've got $6+ billion in excess reserves. So, and just growth and growth and growth. I still use USDC and I still use PYUSD, but I'm just thinking that they're starting to get, there's going to be a lot of FUD campaign directed towards them, just by the fact that they're now starting to put out so much positive news. Cool. A little bit more of bull posting here. This is kind of one of those metrics, but it's still good to see. Solana is beating Ethereum in October DEX trading volume. A lot of this will be arbitrage and bots and just keeping things steady. But either way, that's essentially what a blockchain is designed to do. It's designed to have a level playing field. So this is good to see, really good to see. And we've got StanChart here, which I haven't heard of, but this is a big bank, or the leading international bank that puts you first. They are looking at launching another on-chain USD treasury funds similar to Solflare. So I covered Solflare just kind of briefly, more as like an airdrop play, nothing that I was super bullish on. And Tyler he's done some research into it. And TLDR is you put your USDC in, got to wait a couple of days, and then you get 4.3%. So I'd much rather use a Lulo. But this kind of stuff has product market fit amongst institutional players because it's easier to get in and out. And also, reminder, follow Solana Floor from the Step Finance team, just as like a means to always keep up to date with these cool stuff. Now, this next part is really cool. This is Timedotfun, which I've covered briefly, but with no real understanding, and now I understand it. And basically, they have come to Solana, letting you trade and book time with your favorite creators. And it looks really cool. And I'll throw myself on there. People are always asking to book time. You don't have to, but I just want to do it just to give these sort of things a go. But you can go and book someone, and they have to do like a video call or voice call or whatever. You can go and book Mert as an example and say, whatever. You can go and book Ansem. Mert's very expensive, $37 a minute. Whew. So is Ansem. You be like, all right, what are we buying, Ansem? I want 5 minutes of your time. What am I buying? He's probably just going to say whiff, and that's going to be the end of the call. But either way, this is really cool. And it was created on Base, and now for however they're doing, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing, but it's now on Solana. This is a little thing here. Why all the Solana guys on an angel investment launching on Base, and then they've gone and literally migrated to Solana. So not just allowing Solana onboarding, it's an absolute migration. But Mert says, study business development and recruiting top-notch founders, pumped to have this app on Solana. Either way, it's not really Base versus Solana, but for whatever reason, they are working, they're doing more stuff over here, which is cool. I do see a couple of questions, but we'll take these at the end if that's okay. This is proper alpha of the day. HODL Hides, a fun mini game built on Telegram. And this is from Cube. Chris found out about this, and this is what the game's like. I have a link, click on it, whatever. Play the game. It's best to play it on your phone. But Cube is an exchange that I know I needed to do a tutorial on it. And it's an exchange that I really think people should be using this properly actively. And now they've got a Telegram game, which is cool. It's best to be played on your phone, apparently, but you do these ones. You need to try and stack them up as big as possible. I'm just going to speed run it because I don't think people want to watch me play this. And then you want to boost your score. But there is $10,000 in BTC rewards, so worth it. And these are just fantastic engagement aspects. And as you can see, decent engagement. So get amongst this, sign up to Cube as well. 7Monty is your referral code. And I promise I will do this tutorial and I'm going to reference this a lot. Cube is going to be essentially my only use centralized exchange for spot trading. It doesn't do derivatives or leverage at present. And you have to do the HODL bot, which is in Telegram. Remember, 10K. Now, the Magic Eden token price has gone up 50 to 51 cents. So if you have an allocation here, you may consider taking some profits here. Not financial advice. You can do it at Whales Market. Whales Market is something that I've covered before. I suggest potentially using this. The token, people keep on asking about the token. Do not do anything with the token because it's not a good thing. They're not buying back and burning the token like they said they would. So the token has not been doing well, and my investment there is just meh. Anyway, people bought this for like 10 cents. It's now 5x in the pre-market. So winner, winner. DiviBet is live for trading, and the token's been doing quite well. And I'm going to jump on a podcast with them next week. So if you're interested in Divi and betting, come along, ask all your live questions. They didn't raise a whole lot. They raised $300,000 in liquidity vault. Guess that's all that they're after. And now just let them ship. Got a little bit of liquidity here, and the market cap is this. There is not a massive amount in volume, so you wouldn't LP this or anything like this. Oh, I'm not even sharing my screen. My apologies. And I don't know if I share my screen for the last thing. So let me just go back to this. But you can see they're now live. So we'll find out the questions. We'll answer all the questions, ask all the questions, get all your answers before you go further. Not a lot of volume here, but I hope this picks up and does well in the betting scene. And one reason why the token's probably like this is because none of this money has been released yet. It's coming to people over the next 6 days and 21 hours. So I'm not saying in any way to ape into this, but if you're keen on gambling, could be up your alley. This video here has a misnomer in the title. It's your JitoSOL conversion explained in 1 minute. It's a 7.5 minute video, but this is proper pure alpha. And you can actually claim your MEV in 1 minute. So I need to get that title fixed up a little bit. But long story short, when you're staking your SOL, I'm just showing how easy it is to one, do it, and secondly, how to claim your rewards, because you are actually getting extra rewards that you want to compound. And you can also get out of your stake SOL into JitoSOL and then back into whatever asset very, very quickly and affordably as well. So this is brilliant. All right, let's have a look at the calendar. So we've covered Timedotfun, Divi, Cube, and there's a few other things out there. This one here, there's a new hackathon coming. So if you want to get some rewards, get amongst that. And a little bit of a reminder here, Cube active staking reward claim live. Go and claim your ASR. And this here needs to be removed. It ended yesterday, apologies. Also, BONK Poop Scooper. You can go to poopscooper.app, connect your wallet, and you can take all these random rubbish, poop coins in there and swap it over to BONK. However, it doesn't always work perfectly, so don't try to do too many tokens at one time. That part's a bit annoying, but otherwise, it is brilliant. Let's go into some actionables. Use your Cube Exchange, participate in a HODL High minigame on Telegram, DCA Sol on Dupe, and stake with Validator.com, participate in the BONK meme contest, watch my Maximize the Sol staking video all about JitoSOL and MEV, and watch my video with Token Guy on Meteora strategy, which is it's good. And then airdrops, Cube Exchange Spell Wallet airdrop on Telegram, play Bull Run on Infinex, and use Eclipse mainnet. So now this is an AMA. So let's get through all these questions. hello and welcome. Thanks for always supporting here. Radiant DeFi hack. I did not hear about this. Let's have a quick look and then I'll share my screen if I can find it. Radiant DeFi hack. Do you think this could affect other DeFi protocols? Let's have a look. Radiant Capital said it has resumed its Ethereum lending markets. So, damn. I mean, look, this is nothing that I'm super familiar with. I have heard of Radiant Capital, but that is all. Did I just misspell their Twitter handle? RDNT. RDNT Capital. Okay. Annoying and whatever. But look, will it affect other DeFi dApps? You do need to have less degeneracy and more trust. Like, this is why I'm kind of pleased that Camino takes their sweet ass time as they ship things. Sometimes it's annoying. I would like that referral program and whatnot, but I do have a lot more confidence when they're very, very slow to upgrade things. I say they're very slow. They've shipped the most amount of any probably DeFi dApp in on Solana, but they're slower than they need. No, they're slow-ish. I don't even know what to say here. My point is, it's probably safer that you go with the bigger things, but I do hope that good insurance gets launched this cycle as well. It wasn't launched last. They attempted it, it just never worked. Do I think it's going to affect other DeFi dApps? No, not really. Hacks always happened, and 50 million isn't even that much. Where is Token Guy? We need another meme call after Lucy. So yeah, where is Token Guy? Well, he's on his own. He's on his own channel, and I've told everyone to go and follow him, and to find out what and to watch his live streams. He's on a bit of a holiday at the moment, I guess. One bit of serious alpha that I missed out on. I told everyone about it, and then I didn't get amongst it. Is these floor prices of these entities are like 1.5 SOL when I mentioned them, and now they've like jumped up to 2.8 or whatever. Don't go and degen into these. This is from the fee printer. Basically, they take your SOL, they take some of it as like a salary, and they try and grow that DLMM yourself. I went and set some bids, and they didn't get filled because I missed the pump by my own silliness. But the fee printer Discord is this one, and if you can't catch Token Guy because he's busy or whatever, at least go and join these guys. I've joined them. I just haven't had a lot of time for them at present. What's the story with the Whales token? Do they not burn their tokens? It's gone. Yeah. So Whales Market has not sold their tokens, and they haven't replied to me in a while. And I'm just like, I've given up. I don't want to. If we go to staking, you can see here the last time they did burn was in July, and the whole plan was for that. You know, they're always gonna actually take the Whales token and then sell it. Sorry, take the Whales token and then buy it and then burn a portion. So this I mean, this has been an absolute horrendous investment. And this is depressing because this is a team that are connected to a few things. They're connected to GM.ai, and GM.ai is also, like, they build good stuff, but then I think Fabiano or Jesse, Jussy, he put out something saying, like, you know, I've tracked who this person is, and basically it's a serial scammer, is what he said. I'm not going to accuse anything there. GM.ai. This is the token of this. They raised $30 million. They have a market cap of 7, and this is the right one, I'm pretty sure. I don't understand how it went up and then it came back down. Either way, I'm pretty sure this is the right one, but unfortunately, yeah, Whales.market, they're like, I'm still using the platform, you know, but it's harder to trust a platform when they're no longer doing what they're doing. I'll see if anyone wants to jump onto a podcast. They won't show their faces, and that's fine. You don't have to do that, but I wonder if they'll share their voice. What's the best 1 week crypto forecast platform? I have no idea what that is. A 1 week crypto forecast platform. So, yeah, I don't know what that is. I would say if you're like, people are going to have different calls, or like if things are going to go up or things are going to go down, but like it's not like a weather forecast. So maybe specify a little bit more of what you're after, because I'm not really getting it. How much do you trust Grass? They've had the issue with the Google code before, and now I've tried Gate.io. Didn't like it, so I linked everything in our sub. I'm now getting spammed by Gate.io Chinese emails. So the first thing is, how much do I trust Grass? Have had the issue with the Google code before. This is referencing the fact that they had a part of their code. It just wasn't very tidy, and it suggested there could be something that could gain access to your other extensions. All these sort of things, my preference is that use a completely separate network, like even a different network. And there's a lot of routers out there that will have, you can produce 2 different networks from them. So I have like mine, and then I've got mine as a guest network. Any guest that stays here, they use the guest network. That's the first thing, and then use a different computer. That's just a suggestion, but I trust them a decent amount. Like, they've got plenty of backing. You know, they want to make a difference, so they do things pretty well. Regarding Gate.io, as an exchange or anything, you still have different email addresses for different things. You can get leaks in multiple different ways. Ledger have leaked all of their emails. I get an insane amount of spam for everything, and I don't even know how. So yeah, it's just part of the life. Rainfi and MarginFi, Meteor, any update on the possible airdrops? When will they happen, in your opinion? Okay, so let's just kind of have a quick look. I hope that these are all next year, because there'll just be more attention in the ecosystem. Rainfi, it's a cool little dApp, and I've covered it in a few different videos. I don't think it's going to be anything crazy in terms of an airdrop potential, but it's pretty cool. So check it out. But I would say that probably it's a smart thing to launch their token when there's a decent amount of interest, and when there's enough to try and absorb the market. So like, they need to create enough revenue for the team comfortably, and then they need to create enough demand for the token, so the token gives you benefits or something. Otherwise, it's probably not worth doing, in my personal opinion. Magic Eden, they took a lot of time, so the token will probably do well compared to, say, Tensor. And if you rush these things at the wrong time, it's just kind of a bit brutal. That's that. Then we've got Meteora. They're now looking at turning on like a fee, which is important. And obviously, you know, Jupiter's going through and working out like what makes a token go very well. And there's a video on the Jupiter Exchange YouTube channel, Meow saying like, I was depressed. And so you can either watch the whole segment from his Jupe Rally chat a couple of weeks ago, or you can just watch the segment. It's well edited by Pedro. And long story short, when your token doesn't go up, but you're doing so many things right, you know, people are really mad at you because, you know, they just want number to go up, and I get it. So Meteor will have to launch theirs. I'm hoping like February, March, depending on the market, but I'm hoping it's a governance token, and we want it. Like, my goodness, I want Meteor, something like that. Jupe, there needs to be more uses, or more. There needs to be more demand for it, and it's still doing very, very well as a token. Out of all the altcoins, it's doing very well. Same with Camino. All these tokens, it's a new landscape out there. Meme coins are king, so people have to work out, how do we make a non-meme coin king-ish? The other one you asked is MarginFi. And sometimes people say, and if you think this, I'm happy for your feedback, that I roast people too often. I feel I'm a very friendly person, and I should be, as publicly doxed. But MarginFi did a lot of things wrong. I still want them to be successful. I've still happily said, like, I'll do a podcast with the team. But their biggest issue is they've been points farming for a very long time. And how am I supposed to find the website? If you go to the link tree and it's not even obvious, this is, I mean, it's down here, but this should be your first call to action. So yeah, I guess you could say I'm roasting, but that's very valid feedback. You come here, you can't see how many points you got, which is fine. They've got some cool tools, but they have been losing a huge amount of TVL. I'm not very excited to think that. I don't think you're going to do amazingly well with this, to be perfectly honest. We can go to DeFi Llama. We can have a look at MarginFi. We can see the TVLs kind of going down. But, at one stage they said, well, do we even need to do a token? This is their TVL. It was the biggest, almost $1 billion, and then it just tanked. And it just hasn't grown back. However, having said that, like, in order to be competitive, their investors are going to want a token in order to have some sort of exit liquidity. Having some funds in there, probably a smart idea. But I don't know when they're going to have their token launch. I would assume next year as well. Okay, can you please rank the following crypto platforms according to the 1 week forecast that has digital coin price prediction? I still don't understand. Like, what are you referring to? What platforms have a 1 week forecast with any sort of accuracy? Because if they do, they would have a very decent price. What is this? Let's have a look at this. Digital coin price. This is a prediction. I've never seen these things before. Let's go to Solana because we know this far more. And I know resistance levels that we're kind of expecting with Solana. This is silly. Like, things go into cycles, so I would imagine we would be bigger. Yeah, I have no idea what you're referring to, but this is rubbish. This is completely rubbish. So yeah. My opinion about rain.fi. Okay, so I've covered this a few times. One of the unfortunate things is it's no longer a problem now, but one of the issues was, like, when they launched when priority fees, you just couldn't get a transaction through. Now the network's far more stable. And I've done videos on it, and I've never been profitable because you essentially need to be good at what you're doing. But it's pretty cool. So, like, let's say as an example, so what you could do is you could go and borrow, say, you can go and borrow SOL against BONK. And if you put in all this, maybe you want to go and put in like this amount. You can borrow an insane amount of SOL, which you cannot get yourself from Camino or MarginFi. You can't get, like, this is crazy LTV, right? But you have to pay decent interest. So you need to look for something that's a little bit, high. You're not going to worry about 1 day because that's just silly. But maybe it's something like this. And then if you did it like that, if the BONK price went down, you would let it liquidate, and then you would be up in terms of SOL. Or that's really the value play with this particular strategy. Alternatively, you could do another way where you go and provide the liquidity. If people take you up on the offer, you make decent returns. And if you and sometimes you get more BONK and you don't get your SOL back, but you're bullish on both of them. So that's really, I think it has product market fit, but I'm not like making more content on them. It was just quite a lot of stuff there. Anything about Ton? I have nothing to say about Ton. I've asked Jussie, who apparently was quite over the ecosystem, but then he's changed his bio. He used to say like Ton researcher. I've asked, like, what DeFi stuff can we do up there? My only my only kind of alpha right now is occasionally play these games like this. Play them on your phone because they're kind of cool. Otherwise I don't really see how Tom is going to be able to compete. Have I ever used Amulet? I am aware of Amulet. I think they're in my DMs at one stage. I think this has a little bit of an insurance product, but I had specific questions and I didn't get the answer. And I think they've been around for a little bit of time, and I don't think the token's doing very well. And sometimes I will just tend to stay away from things when the token is not doing very well, because I'm going to say, yeah, I'll use this, but I don't like the token or something like that, or I'm not buying the token or whatever. And then I'm like accidentally fudding the product, or I'm accidentally endorsing the product. And that's kind of, a bit dangerous. All right, so the token is not too old, and it's down 87%. So there's liquidity of, at least with this pair, 11,000. We could probably look at another one in case they've got another. Okay, they've got 1L liquidity pool apparently. So yeah, I'm not going to cover Amulet, and I hope they do well, but you need to have a reason for your token, otherwise it's going to be hard. What is the rule in the lecture about message frequency and message amount? I don't have a rule. I don't know what your I don't know what you can ask another question, but your original question, this one right here, I still don't get what you're trying to do. If someone was any good at predicting the price, it would be like good technical analysis traders. They would have a premium group, you would pay for it, and you would have stop losses and take profits, and you wouldn't be too greedy. There's not going to be anything public, because if it's too public, then people are going to counter trade it or all sorts. All right, so if there's no further questions, we might end this now, but I might we've got a couple more minutes though, so I'll give like 3 or 4 minutes for people to kind of jump in, and we're going to start to move back to more of a system based on like meme coins. We're going to start to get far more into Meteor and meme coins. It's just there's a decent amount of, it's hard. One thing you can do is watch this video, because people have asked, I thought you were doing a specific video on this. This is on Jupiter Exchange video. Jupiter Exchange YouTube. It's very decent. It's extraordinarily like an intense amount of effort and scripting and research. And I don't want to like do any spoilers, but basically he has his own kind of guide. He's turned $200,000 into $100 million. He would like one of the best pieces of alpha, I guess, like in terms of following him. He has this very good guide, and I think this is probably, this and doing cube stuff as your most important things that you could do today, in my opinion. So you've got all this poop coin trash down the bottom here, irrelevant memes, which is most of them, phrase coins, animal coins. Your animal coins are your Doges of the world. And there's a lot of these coins, your Doges and Shibas. However, they also have meme things, BONK, whatever. I don't think when as a token's going to do terribly well. It's like an animal coin. It's a phrase, when. Don't really know what Shizo coins are. Culture, whatever. You've got, he believes neo-religions. I think this is kind of cool. Like these kind of things, this is where we want to put our attention. Now, some of these are just going to be like what we've got now, like GOAT, launched by AI and then copycatted. What's going to make it go to a neo-religion? What's going to give like a sense of friendship and community and be like, okay, life is crap, just able to pay my bills. There's a war going on in Russia and Ukraine. It's spreading to Europe as a maybe. Then there's a World War III. People being drafted, or whoever knows. I'm talking more than one cycle, of course. And that's a whole lot of negativity. I don't think we're going to go like that for some time. And then people are going to need to escape, and they're going to play video games, and they're going to gamble, and they're going to drink, and do drugs. And ideally, your drinking and your drugs is you avoid because they hurt you. Ideally, you can get a little bit of fitness. You can try and connect with people. And when you can't go out and leave the house for whatever reason, you've got something like this. So this is maybe why these things will do well. So watch this video. There's my summary. These tokens will do well. All right, so this is the last question from Adam. And how do I find the crypto will gain the most percentage over the next 6 months, 1 year? Research. You research, and the key word is conviction. So it sounds as though you're kind of more at the beginning of your crypto journey, which is great. Welcome. I have my thesis is Solana is probably going to do the best in terms of the larger market caps. I think Sol at 166 right now will probably hit $900 to $1,000. You can go and grab yourself a Masari premium thing and research like crazy. There'll be meme coins that will take off, really well. So maybe it's something like this one, which I do not hold any of, SPX 6900. It kind of pull back. It has pullbacks and goes up and pulls back. It's in this higher range. Maybe something like that will be what's going to go really crazy. But I don't think we know yet, and I don't think buying at this kind of market cap is going to do more than maybe a 20x. But how do you do them? You find stuff and you build conviction. Cool. All right. Thanks very much for joining in, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. And yeah, cheers.